Hi, today I'm going to show you how to import CSVs or Google Sheets directly into your Knack app. We're going to use Easy CSV. Um, it's a great way to set up like quick import pages that you can either give to your users or use yourself to just drag and drop CSVs and they go right into your Knack app. So let's get started. So we have a simple Knack app here and it has one object called contact, and let's say we have an app where people can upload their contacts maybe for like a CRM or their friends or something like that. This object contact has 4 different fields: email, first name, last name. You'll see email is of type email. One thing to know is we're going to use Knack's API, which has very wonderful docs. We'll link to it in our help docs here. And we're going to use that with Easy CSV to do this. So in Easy CSV, what you have to do is you have to make an import page, and you can give this page to your users, or you can just use it yourself. So in this case, let's say we have CSVs. We tell everybody to use this format, or we get this format all the time and we want to import regularly. So in this case, it just has 3 columns: email, first name, last name. You'll see that it only has 1 record in this CSV. You could have thousands of records if you need to import that many, or your users need to. So we're gonna pretend like this is the template we want people to use. So if you have the CSV, you can drag and drop here. If you have it in your Google Sheets and you connect your Google account to Easy CSV, you'll do that here. I'm just gonna type it in here instead. So Knack example import. This will make my import page. We're gonna say email. We're gonna say first name, and these are the column names that will be in the CSVs I expect to use, or I expect my users to use. Cool. So then it makes your import page. This is a URL that you can share with your users. They won't see these links because you're an admin signed in. They won't see these buttons because that's for admins. But they will see kind of this bottom fold part where they can see what columns are there. They can download a sample CSV. They can email the CSV into this email address and it'll import for them. You get all these special functions by using Easy CSV. So what we're actually going to use is the Knack API. So we're going to click Send to a Public API here. That brings you into the sheet details. Where do you want to send spreadsheet data when importing? We're going to post to an API webhook. Now in Knack, a lot of APIs say like, oh, let's go to the contact object in the API. Actually, Knack always makes you refer to things with the type underscore the ID. So if you have many objects, you'll have like object 1, object 2, object 3. In this case, it's object 1. So the URL we use to go to Knack for each object is this. So api.knack.com v1 objects. This is the part you will change if you have different objects, and you're going to go to records. We're going to create records on import, and you're going to keep it post as JSON. So we'll save that. Cool. So now if you drag the file right here, it would actually send data to that endpoint. It'll fail because Knack is expecting the data to come in a certain way, and you haven't set up Easy CSV to send it in that special way. The other thing we need to do to send to Knack is we have to say, okay, it's my app. I give it permission to post in here. And to do that, you go up into this gear menu, you go to API and code, and you're going to need to use these: application ID and API key. We're going to need to go up here into the import page and click request headers. We're going to make 2 request headers. This is required. This is common with many APIs. So click new request header. You can get this from the API docs, but the first header, the key will be this. The value will be your application ID, right? Knack application ID. Save. And then we're going to click new request header to make our second header. And this one will be the REST API key. We'll copy the API key here. Paste. Save. So now you're going to send these 2 things when each record is sent from Easy CSV to Knack, and that tells Knack like, okay, they know the secrets, they get to create objects. Cool. So those are the first 2 things. The last thing we need to do is send the data in a way Knack expects. So we're going to do customize JSON to post. And that's going to let us send the data in a custom way. So I'm going to conveniently click this. I'm going to delete everything. These are standard Easy CSV fields that are great for other APIs, but not for Knack. I'm going to delete that until the JSON's valid. And normally many APIs would take this, like the key is email and the value is, this will be replaced at post time with the email from the CSV file for this row. Knack's a little different. They don't care that things are named certain ways. They like, the thing about, they like the type underscore the ID. So in this case, we're going to say, okay, this is a field. This is field underscore 2. And we're going to start updating this. So instead of first name, that's field 2. That's how Knack identifies what this value is for. Where should I put this value? Oh, it's in field 2. It doesn't understand that that is called first name. So we're going to close that. We're going to do last name. And yes, you have to copy it from the URL. That's the best way to do it. That's there. Cool. Now let's do email. That's field 1. Makes a lot of sense. And you may have many fields, and you may have deleted fields and added fields, so they have different IDs. Now you're like, okay, this should work. Well, we're very close. So remember when I said that this field has a special type, email, and these are short text. In the Knack docs, it kind of tells you how to submit those things. Short text, we can just submit a string, which is great. These are perfect, right? A string, this will be replaced with last name, the curly braces last name, inside quotes. That's exactly how they say to submit short text. Now, if we scroll down, you'll see different types here, and we'll get to email. Email, actually, you need to submit this code in the JSON. So you submit what they call an object. So it's a thing that has two attributes. One attribute's email, one attribute's label. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to replace everything before that comma to that colon with that. And instead of this example, we're going to copy back that syntax so that we grab it from the CSV file. This will be replaced at send time. And instead of this label, we're going to do first name and last name. So we're going to do first name. And Easy CSV just does straight string replacement of curly brace syntax here. So make sure you follow the syntax on the right, and you'll be good to go. So this should be great, right? So it's going to submit email, and it's going to submit the two attributes it wants of this special field type email. And, first and last name are just plain strings. You'll see in these docs, they're great. Dates have many ways to submit. You can do it as a plain string like short text, or you can submit all these different fancy types. Addresses, right? You have to actually submit street to, city, state. You can't submit a one-line address. Links come with different things. All these things come with different ways to submit, and you have to follow these when you're making this custom JSON. If you ever need help, just ping Easy CSV support. We're good to help. So I'm going to save this. Now, this thing is all set up. You did the three things. You said where you want to go. That's the URL to the API. You said the headers, the request headers. So you said, I approve that this goes. I know the secrets. And then you do the custom JSON. Great. So now we're going to say, okay, I'm going to submit this Google Sheet or a CSV file. I want it to make one record in my Knack app, right? I want it to make this, contact. Some with an email, some with the first name, some with the last name. So where we would expect that is, you click on your object and you click records. And so far we have no records here. Maybe your app has a couple records, I don't know. But I want this to come back. I'm going to just type that in, and we're going to import the one record. It may take a second to kick up, and you'll get an email when this is successful or failed. Cool, and you'll see this is an example email you would get, or your users would get. And it'll say, what was processed. If you had any errors, you'll get a CSV with the errors and why they errored. So you can fix them and resubmit them if you need to. So everything went well. You'll see on the import page, it'll do this. If you refresh and you're the admin, you'll see a log here of who's doing imports and all that stuff. So let me go back here and we refresh. And you'll have that one record. If you had 1,000 records, you'd have 1,000 records. And it's easy as that. So keep reading the docs. I'm going to link to all the Knack developer docs that you'll need in the Easy CSV doc page. And you should be good to go. Please contact Easy CSV support if you have any special case or anything like that. Thank you.